Hello everybody, this is Primoz here. I'm with my very good friend Jackie.
Hello.
We kind of decided to share with you some inspirations. That was Jackie's idea, so I agreed on it straight away.
That's right.
Jackie, what's the topic that you really love, and what's something that you would like to bring out to people to hear, and digest in and be inspired by?
I think it's about following your dreams. And I think
Okay.
you've been also working on that for all the time that you've been in Australia,
it's
right?
pretty heavy topic, by the way.
I know.
It's pretty heavy.
Because it involves so many things, right? Definitely so many things.
Yeah.
But I think just it's a very simple message because
Wow.
on the 12th of Jan, it's been 5 years since I moved into Australia, where I first arrived in Australia, and so much has changed ever since, and I've learned so many lessons,
in 4 or 5 years. Yeah.
5 years already. So, but it's been a continuous learning process.
So, were you aware of following your dreams already before, or are you aware of following dreams right now? What do you think about that? Have you always been aware of following your goals?
I think so.
Or you were just going with the flow like everybody else?
It was a little bit of both. Before, when I was in university, I went to study in Spain for 6 months, and then I went back to Mexico. I knew I was going to come back. But when I came here, there was something inside that, some sort of intuition, if you will, that I somehow knew that it wasn't going to be quite the same. And I was right. So it's just, and I did learn that from Nelson, who of course you're very fond with as well. So always decide with your brain, with your heart, and with your gut as well, which I call intuition. But it's very true. But that's very true. There's something in you that tells you go for it. I think just go for it. And there's so many things that you can learn. If you keep an open mind, I think you can learn so much more than just focusing on one thing, and if it doesn't go right, you get frustrated. I think what's worked for me is just I did have a clear goal, but if the plan to achieve that goal doesn't work, then you can always work around and take a detour, even if it takes longer.
Yeah, and you can even forget about that goal, put it on the side, maybe bring some other goal, or you really stick to that goal and do anything
exactly
to get toward it.
That's another good thing about Australia, you see. Here you can be whoever you choose to be. That's another very beautiful thing about Australia. It's not like you can just, I studied education, right? So if I was in Mexico, I would just have to stick to the education industry. Wouldn't have been able to do any other thing. I'm a marketing specialist now, so I could actually shift that in my career because it just matters how you do and how you prove that you have the skills. That's it.
Exactly. And go the direction that you really like and stuff.
Did you actually do photography and videos before when you were back home?
Yeah, I've done some before, but I was not that really professional. I mean, I was good, but I learned a lot here with this transition in Australia because I worked with a company for 2 or 3 years, and it gave me that boost. So now I'm pretty much really good. I'm not pushing toward that in that way so much yet because I'm focused in my bigger way, which is much harder way. I'm just doing it for fun.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think it helps me a lot.
Definitely. If you love it, then halfway of the halfway is done. Just not.
I mean, I'm just doing it because I love it. I'm not doing it. I don't know if I would really love it to do it for clients and stuff. I would still do it, but it's again big headache with dealing all the other stuff.
Of course. There's so much more involved. There's so much more involved.
Yeah.
And so where is your dream taking you now, Primoz?
Look, always when I go into different country or somewhere else, I don't know what to expect, all right? It happened the same for me 3-4 years ago when I came to Australia. It was like blank, okay? I didn't know anything, what's going to happen, what's there for me. But now it's a little bit different, okay? I know 50% of what I want, but 50% is there that I don't know what's going to happen with it. Because I developed my bigger vision, my bigger goal. Okay, I developed what I want to achieve in my long-term success, like a few years, all right? But on the other side, I don't know what's going to supplement it. Because something is still missing in me, all right? I talked about that many times before already. that when I was young, always something was missing in me, all right? It's still missing part of it, but I got so much more here.
So you would say maybe before you were missing a 30%,
No,
and now
before
you're missing a 20%?
No, I was missing it 100% before.
Oh,
in
wow.
some way, honestly. I was completely not me in some way. I was just above average kid still. I was above average. I had family. Everything was fine for me, but I was not aware of myself really, of my highest purpose. I didn't have any control over my life. So that's why I'm saying 100%. It was not me.
Wow.
It was just whatever I was. And I started losing even what I was. I lost it all after a while because I started doing stupid things with my friends and stuff. I lost my kind of that conscious awareness of the environment. I didn't know who I am, what I want to do. I didn't have vision. I lost the goals. My only goal, bigger goal before, was that I want to become successful director, filmmaker. But that goal was so far away. I was never able to reach it, and even now I cannot reach it, so I put it on the side. I'll be implementing this goal in 10 years' time probably, when I have more money.
Right.
So I was without anything, but I set myself slowly back to on some nice ground floor after 2 or 3 years hard work there in Slovenia already. And then I was on a kind of ground floor, and I decided to go away from whatever has happened here, had happened to me there. And I went to Australia. So, but here everything began, in some different way. So it's always new beginning of something.
But do you regret coming to Australia?
No, of course not, because it just added this 50, 70, maybe 70% that I got now of myself. It added it on top. But I need to fulfill this so I can not satisfy. What is it called?
Feel whole again or feel satisfied?
Yeah, and that I can have a strong foundation to
Right.
build on it, in all the areas of life's aspects, So, pretty long story, and it's longer there in the future as well. So.
No, but that makes sense. That makes total sense. I totally agree with
Yeah.
you. It's like, I think your goal has, and that's a message that I want to get across as well. I think your goal has to be aligned to your higher purpose. And like you said, you always know if you're having a teacher. Like I felt the same way last year when I was working so much and so hard, and then I was like, my health was affected because of that.
Oh, wow.
So I knew that I needed balance, and I think it's always like, it's good to do things for others, but it's also good to be kind to yourself and to do things for yourself. You know what I mean? If you're not okay with yourself, you can't really be okay with anybody.
No, you cannot be.
So
You need
that's
to have
something.
sorted out everything.
That's something that I learned last year. It cost me a lot, but I learned it. So it is true. Like there's a few things there that you mentioned that resonated, like
That's fine, sir.
like going
Yeah.
to like not being yourself, not being aware of yourself because you were doing silly things and these sort of things. I think young people, we can be reckless, right? Like there's so many things, like I don't know, go on a party and get drunk even, or that
And
sort
even
of
our
thing.
older people, you got all mixtures. All sorts of people, Some recognize it later or earlier, But
But that was what you meant by like silly things, like getting drunk or party
yeah,
too much
exactly,
or whatever.
and stuff like that. I mean, I started searching for, I don't know, you can call it truth or reality, not reality, in stupid things, because I wanted to find what really works and stuff like that.
It's true.
So,
Again, if it aligns to your to who you are and your purpose, you can find a
Yeah,
way.
but-
And don't be afraid. I think that's another thing, just to let go of fear.
Yeah, but you need to build up the confidence that supports that, of not being afraid, because if you are not able to approach the whatever is happening to you,
Oh,
you don't know how to handle stuff.
Sounds easy, hey, but it's hard. It's very
In
hard.
some way, it's hard, yeah.
It's hard.
And the other way you can play this game well, game of life.
So if I was to ask you,
Yeah.
what's your biggest learning from Australia, what would you say?
I usually just say I learned how to speak English, which I didn't know before, kind of, all right? I still got accent, which I'm becoming proud of because
we all
nobody
have.
cares about it.
We all have it.
And I developed the people skills, how to communicate, how to be confident, how to even look people in eyes or face, because usually before, when you are not very well developed, you are just not aware of this kind. You just look away, you look down, or things like that. So I mean, it's not even a problem for me anymore because it's fun now. You know, I feel myself. I'm engaged. You know, I do things pretty well now. That I've developed myself in these 4 years. Okay, and yeah, I didn't have this kind of stuff before. But now I can just react in any way I come around the situation, however I want. You know, I just understand things so much better. But still have a feeling that it's still not going to be easy to go for a next step, because it's a huge gap between where I am right now. Okay, kind of well presented person, and to where I want to be. Okay. And this gap is huge, and you just need probably to work toward it nice and slow, you know. But it's good, yeah.
But now you are confident that you will obviously achieve it, and if you don't, you will adapt, right?
I mean, in some way, I know that I'm going to achieve it, especially now because I write my goals down. You know, I dream. I see, you know, other people that have already achieved it. Okay, I compare things myself to them, how it would be that I would be speaking to that person. These kind of silly things.
No, they're
I mean,
not
it's
silly.
it's in your head, you know.
Of course, of course.
But
so again, your intuition is sort of telling you, your intuition and your heart, go to Miami and pursue something else there.
yeah, there are two ways why this is happening. Okay, one is very realistic way, and the other one is that what you just said, like spiritual way or intuitional. Because I've been following this person who is organizing this big event there for 1 year or 2 years. I've been learning a lot, and 5 months ago I decided, okay, I'm going to go there this year no matter what. Okay,
awesome.
I bought the ticket for a 3-day conference, and now I'm making it all happen to go there. And on the other side, maybe it's happening because it's my life purpose and stuff like that.
Pretty sure.
And I want to go to USA. Really, I desire it. I don't know why, but
there's something there that you feel it's going to work out. That's exactly how. Look, that's. We will catch up perhaps in a couple of years' time, and we see how that would be awesome.
Yeah.
But that's exactly how I felt when I first came to Australia. Like when I was packing my bags.
Really?
I'm telling you, I knew that I wasn't going to go back. I'm telling you, it sounds silly, but my sister knows it. Even I have a post on Facebook that I was seeing on my memories, and it said, when I went to Spain, I knew I was going to be back in Mexico, but this time I feel there's something different.
Wow,
So that's
awesome.
just because I'm a very spiritual person, but I've also learned to be a bit more realistic, and I think that's something that my husband Luke has definitely added to my life.
Yeah.
Because of course you've got to dream big, but you also have to have a realistic plan.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
You cannot be all over the place.
Exactly,
and do this,
exactly.
but you need
So
to
of
be
course you need to be a
consistent.
bit more structured. But again, if that plan that you have doesn't work, then you change the strategy, but don't change the goal. That's also what I have
exactly.
learned. And
That's a
it
good stuff. Yeah, yeah.
you keep yourself open, then so many opportunities can come.
So
you
what
know?
you were thinking when you went to Australia? What were you expecting? Did you know
My
you were
expectation-
going to get married?
No,
or
my expectation was just to come here, do my masters,
were you
and
worried
go back home. And
about
actually,
getting visa and stuff? Or
no. I was fine. I had my nice job in immigration. It was really good traveling all over Mexico. It was really, really fun. And that's the reason why I came here, because in Mexico, if you have a master's, obviously in another country, English speaking country, it opens you up so many more opportunities for work. So I thought to myself, yeah, when I come back, then it's going to be even better, and I can achieve, I can get, I was head of department, so I could get a higher position. And then I met Luki on July, so it all turned around, but on so doing, I had to adapt to so many things about the Australian culture, which, were not easy. Like working hospitality jobs and that sort of thing that I was never doing in my country.
Yeah.
But I learned so much. And I don't regret not a minute of it.
Yeah.
Hard, but
But you made it through.
good.
Which is
Yes,
awesome,
that's
yeah.
true. That's true. Probably like you, and especially when you don't have that certainty, it's interesting, right?
Of course, yeah.
I remember you from the speech crafts that we used to do in BBC, and then
Yeah,
you know
of course.
back then,
I wasn't
definitely.
able to do anything.
I
for it.
remember the speech crafts, and you didn't.
I couldn't do anything.
You couldn't maintain eye contact.
But do you think I would be able to do it now or not?
Oh, of course, definitely.
Maybe, yeah.
I'm confident you would, for
Because
sure.
I wouldn't worry about 5 people next to me. I would just kind of find a way, probably. I mean, I've not practiced it yet much, but I found a way many times already, you know.
You've come so far already, and that's awesome as well.
But I would never go back there, you know.
No,
to do
I
the
know.
college and stuff.
No, I know.
I mean, it's not that
Definitely.
bad.
No, but the thing is, just the people that we met along the way, I think that's what's most important. Like, you know,
Yeah.
we met there, and then of course Nelson and many other guys that were did a very, you know, had such valuable input to what we learned there. Definitely.
Yeah.
Even Kieran, you know, and
And all the people that you know.
of course.
So
Tanya.
let's rewind a little bit, all right? Let's go back to your goals. Okay. So on that side, all right, you got the job right now. You got a family, husband, however. Okay. What's the next kind of step? I mean, what would be that thing that drives you again and again? Beside of maybe kids or something.
Oh, of course. But professionally, look, I
Yeah.
love, and that's the reason why I stopped to. I'm actually staying in the educational industry. I love helping people. Like I've always loved
Okay.
that corporate training, like getting messages across from what I have learned. So in the near future, I do want to write a book. That's one of my
Okay.
goals, and of course, I'm working on ideas and stuff. But definitely, that's why I haven't fully quit the teaching job, because that gives me that opportunity to approach people, you know, young people like me who are struggling with about making certain decisions, and for some reason they come to me for advice, which is, I mean, I'm not saying I'm the one who has the right advice, but it's good to, sometimes you just need someone to listen to you,
Yeah.
and I've been that person who is able to listen to them,
And they trust you then on that
and I
side.
am very thankful for that. So I love that. I would love to volunteer as well. That's another goal that I set
means
to
volunteer?
myself.
To go what?
Yeah,
To
perhaps where-
anything kind of.
More specifically, perhaps with you know, homeless people or
Oh, really?
or yeah, or sick people or mentally ill. That would be cool. Like just to add
So
on to
that's
society.
actually, I don't understand this much as myself, but does that actually fulfill people very well?
Definitely.
Oh wow.
Definitely. I'm telling you what, like last year when I told you that I was struggling with my health, I found out that I have seafood allergies, but it was a long, painful process because we didn't know what it was.
wow.
And it was terrible. Seriously, I had a very hard time for a year and a half.
Oh no.
So that's when I realized that seriously, health is wealth. So if you're healthy, you
man,
are
why?
80% fine.
I know, man, but
Honestly,
so
but
bad.
you don't, like a lot of people don't see it, and then they just wake up and they just take for granted their bodies and, you know, their minds. Oh yeah, I'm totally fine, you know, and they're just another day. How, you know, I
Wow.
feel so lazy to go out. I don't want to. And man, you meet so many people along the way who aren't even able to do that because they can't see or they can't walk, or sick people. Luke works with age, you know, like well the elderly,
Yeah.
who also die on a daily basis in where he works.
Wow.
And that's when you realize seriously how
precious
valuable and how
life
precious life is. Definitely. So that's why I really want to get across and say, hey guys, like just make the most of your youth, of your health, of you being in this world. If you wake up and you are 80% healthy, and at least you know that you can move and walk and see and you know feel and everything else, that's you're more blessed
See,
than
that's
any
a
other
very
person.
important message. It's so important, you know.
Definitely. That's what I've learned so much. That's why I really want to, you know, if I can do something for these people that are suffering and in pain, I would like to. Definitely. I want to find you know, the best place to volunteer for. Still looking.
No, I wanted to ask you, but have you ever thought about branding yourself on social media, or is that too hard a topic? Because that's more American stuff. Everybody's
I know. Look, it's funny because I do have a very good friend who has a YouTube channel, right?
Yeah.
And we were planning to do he's an educator as well. And we were planning to do like this kind of fun yet educational videos that everyone's doing on YouTube. He's a blogger. That's still on the list because I do want to do it when I go to Mexico. And this was a this is what the topic was going to be about. The only thing is that it does have it. You do need to put it as a priority. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you
I
do
know
have
what
to
you mean.
allocate time for it.
Yeah,
That's the only
you
thing
need
that
to-
at the time.
You need to step out and really
Exactly.
consistently do that stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, that was off topic. You know, it's pretty much in topic, but anyway, in my world, but
Of course.
it doesn't matter. So.
But
No.
so that's something that I would definitely, you know, like, and in you, for example, so healthy, and you know, and you have brought up to your life that as well with the, you know, balance and what you've done to work out
I mean,
very
yeah.
often.
I
and-
mean, I could be very satisfied in almost all of my areas. Okay, except one. Okay, which I don't want to talk much about. But you know, yeah, health. Even spiritually, I'm pretty fine. I'm pretty well. Okay, but the problem is, I still want to come closer to. I can say this here, whatever, to the truth. Okay, to Jesus and the teachings and stuff. Because it's still absent of my life. I mean, I'm very committed Christian. Okay, you
Yeah,
are
I know,
as
I know.
well. But
Catholic, yeah.
you know, this is one way I can work a lot. Maybe I think I'm going to solve this when I meet my you know, girl or something
Of
like
course,
that.
your
Because
partner.
in some way. But anyway, health, it's not a problem for me. I mean, I still want to add 10 kilos and stuff like that. But it's actually I'm fine because I can almost do anything with
Exactly.
my body and stuff. What else? Socially, all right, I could have more friends and trustable people. I'm working on that. And financially, it's not easy. This is where I'm pretty weak, okay? Because I'm not independent, all right? I was always weak on having a job and committing to that job and getting income from there and keep repeating that, okay?
Right.
I dropped out of school like 7 years ago, so I quit on this routine. So that's where I need to build myself up.
Okay.
And this is not this is this gap.
The gap that
You
you,
know.
but it's good. You have identified it already, so
I
that's
mean,
a
yeah.
huge step.
Yeah, it is. So that's me. Okay, what about you? You already said to me about
Yeah,
yoga.
no, but the thing is, like, we're talking about our struggles, right? And areas
Yeah.
for improvement. Like, in my case, an area for improvement has always been to, and it also aligns to the spiritual way of being.
Yeah.
It aligns a lot, and this is because of my Catholic upbringing, which I love, obviously. But it's been able to overcome fear. You would be surprised. I look like a very confident person, and I am, but I do have, obviously, we all have fears.
Come on, man.
Seriously, fears and
So what's your
and
fear?
guilt.
Okay, guilt is different way. Don't worry about
Because
guilt.
it's sort of like, again, it's related to the Catholic upbringing. But in terms of fear, it's been more about not being good enough or being not deserving. You know what I mean? Like, I don't deserve. Like
Deserving.
subconsciously, it's like, no, you don't deserve this life. This is too good to be true. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got
And then
similar
I ha-
feeling at times, but I want to diminish that feeling.
Exactly.
Because
I have to work very hard on it.
because
believe me.
still we can work around forgiveness
Yeah.
in some way. I mean, you cannot cleanse your soul and your emotions completely in some way. I mean, you know, you can do your best to forget about the past and stuff. You can work, okay, you can do about it, something.
Being, if you do not feel like you're worth it, or if you feel like you're not deserving, or you feel like you're not good enough, you can always work on those fears. And you said that it's hard sometimes to cleanse yourself completely and forgive yourself, be kind to yourself, but it's achievable. I think that's
Nice and slow.
that was a
why.
message.
Nice and slow, you can sort it all out. Yeah. Awesome. It was pretty cool conversation. So, yeah, great to hear that you got this inspiration in yourself and you want to share it with others.
You too. I'm pretty sure we can do another catch-up video in 1 year time. I'm sure, because I'll be always going to Mexico. I always stop over in
Yeah.
the US.
Yeah,
We can sure catch up and see how you're doing by then.
yeah.
I'm sure you will
yeah.
achieve a lot.
Yeah, that's fine. So even if I can't come back, we can chat through.
Of course, you can come back. You always have.
Nice and yeah, I don't know.
Open doors,
No,
yeah.
I will come back for a holiday. I don't want to stay here for longer. Probably it depends. Maybe for 3 months. So that's will be all good. Okay.
That's
so,
awesome.
how did you enjoy the company of Jackie and myself?
Hopefully, we didn't bore you too much, guys. But
No, come
um,
on. It was consistent. It was
always
not-
let go of your fears and push yourself. be afraid and do it anyway. That's what worked for me.
Be afraid and do it anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, just jump through it, build your confidence up, and next time you will not be afraid of similar situations anymore anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It works. It's hard, but you can do it.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Good job.
Primoz. High five.
Yeah.